Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're taking a look at the last voyage of the Demeter. Now, Dracula fans will definitely recognize the name, the Demeter. This is the ship on which Dracula traveled from um, Transylvania all the way to England, where he eventually would stay in Carfax Abbey. And this story is basically based on, it's an adaptation basically of the chapter, the Captain's Log from the 1897 novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. So it's nothing new. Of course, it's basically just trying to set the sense of doom that the passengers of the Demeter would have had, the crew and the passengers of Demeter would have had when they're, when they find that they're up against basically a devil incarnate, to be honest, somebody who's out for their blood. I was interested when I saw I really heard a review, a spoiler-free review of this movie. But the story is very common for anybody. It's well known basically. So there's no real spoilers. Of course, Dracula survives. He kills everybody. The ship sinks. So that's basically the movie. The story. The movie is written by Bragi F. Jr. and Zach Olvike, I don't know how you pronounce it, and directed by Andre Overdahl. I'm not sure if I've seen any of his other movies. I'll have to definitely check. And it stars Corey Hawkins as the Doctor, Ailsing Franciosi, do not know if I'm butchering the name, Liam Cunningham from the Game of Thrones series, and David Dastmalchian, who is familiar. He plays Abracadabra in The Flash. He was in The Dark Knight. He was Kurt and Webb in the Ant-Man franchise, and he was the Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad movie. In the Suicide Squad, not the 2016 trash can of a movie. And he's also appeared in Blade Runner 2049, in Dune, and Prisoners. So yeah, he's a pretty well-known character actor, to be honest. So basically it's the Doom crew, and one of the newest members of the crew is the Doctor, played by somebody I've never seen before in any movies, Corey Hawkins, who plays Clemens, who's a doctor, and he's trying to go back to England. The captain, Captain Elliot of the Demeter, is played by Liam Cunningham, and Javier Botet plays Dracula. And the kind of Dracula that you see in this movie is very different from what we normally know. It has got complete figure of a man, shape of a man, but basically looks like a creature. Looks more like a bat, to be honest to me. Clemens is this doctor who really wants to get back to England, and he, convinces the captain to take him on board as a crew member, so he can contribute, and as all, if there's any medical emergencies, he can definitely help out. The crew has this dog, and they also have the young boy who is Captain Elliot's grandson, I believe. And so things start to go wrong when they find that there is a passenger hidden in one of the boxes, and it is it's a woman. When one of the crates breaks out and falls, you find a woman who's barely alive. She is lacking blood, and so they actually use blood transfusions to treat her, which they think is an infection, but she is being fed on by Dracula, and that's why Dracula has her on the ship. And then, of course, one by one, things go wrong. So you basically see that. The most tragic part of the movie is definitely the grandson. I can't remember if the grandson is actually mentioned in the book, but here he's played by a young boy, Toby. Toby is the name of the character. He's the grandson. He's played by Woody Norman, and choosing an actor like this, a kid, cute little kid, young kid like this, actually adds on to the agony part over here, that we feel sad for the fact that it's him, and of course he is gonna meet his fate at the hands of Dracula. So yeah, basically that's the entire story. The lady Anna, she um, is kept sane and kept human for a while because of the fact that the blood transfers that she's getting has negated some of the effects of turning her into a vampire. However, in this movie we see that whoever almost like a zombie virus, whoever Dracula attacks and doesn't drain off completely turns into a vampire, including the boy. Excuse me, including the boy. And at the end of it, Clemens is the only one who escapes. They manage to pin Dracula on the I don't know if you call that a mast or something, and he and Anna are trying to escape, but she reveals to Clemens that she can feel the change. She's turning into a vampire, and as a result of Dracula's bites, and she willingly lets herself get burned to a crisp when the sun rises. Clemens does survive and reaches London, and he goes to a local tavern where he's waiting for Dracula to appear, and he does see Dracula, who comes and then he touches him on the back of the neck, and then he disappears. And Clemens says that he's going to try and kill Dracula and send him back to hell, and that's where the movie ends. So like I said, I have put spoilers, but the story is very well known, so I actually wanted to avoid spoilers if I could. Anyway, so what can I give this movie, and will I recommend it? To be honest, if you're a fan of Dracula like me, you've seen as many adaptations as possible of Dracula. I love the lore of the Count. I'm absolutely a big Dracula fan. So if you're somebody like me, definitely you will want to watch it. But as a horror movie, it doesn't really add too much into the lore of Dracula. There's something that's already known. It's just another adaptation of a small chapter in the book. Is it really worth it? I would actually give it a 6.5 out of 10. I didn't feel myself getting attached to anybody except the young boy, of course. My favorite thing about the movie is possibly the boy and Liam Cunningham, because I really like his acting. Neither Ailsley Franciosi, I believe she's Irish. Neither she nor Corey Hawkins actually gave either, their acting chops that great or anything like that. Nothing that actually stood out. David Dastmalchian also is pretty decent in the movie. But like I said, so the creature looking at Dracula does give you a little bit of scare, but I mean, for somebody who's new to horror, not for someone like us. And that's about it. So I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Hope you like the movie, but it's not worth going to the theaters. Of course, it's on streaming services. You can definitely watch it. Good night.